money's on Godwin.
Oh, you're joking, mate. Mr. Jones is sure to win. I mean, my man is wrangly.
What does that even mean?
Nobody sure is it.
Maybe, but you see Mr. Godwin's axe wielding? That man is built for this line of work.
Perhaps. But Mr. Jones has a gun. Let's sucker! Crikey, they're up in the ante today, huh? As Mr. Roberts would always say. This is where I'm going to start crying, okay? Ferrets are in decline. In 2000 there was only 466 ferrets in the UK. Most of them were in my house.
How did it even get like this? I mean, after all they've been through.
Oh, you don't know? Have I got a story for you?
What? Where? Oh, there you are. Hello. How does this keep on happening?
In ye old times,
2016, that is.
there was a change approaching. One that would forever alter the lives of hundreds of scared year sixes. Secondary school.
Yes, 100-odd scared, short, apprehensive, vertically challenged, shorts, children were bracing for their first day in their new form of education.
It was there and then that we first met the two Goliaths of geography.
One an actual Goliath, one an actual midget.
Don't say that, man. You know what he's like.
Well, if he likes, he can go...
Upon first approach, they seemed intimidating, sure, terrifying. But as we gradually begin to recognise them for what they truly were...
absolute educational beasts!
Truly magnificent.
Teaching machines!
Or, as Mr. Roberts once said...
Oh my god, there's only 292 ferrets left. It's probably half because I keep shooting them.
We began to understand them, respect them, even revere their simple yet majestic ways of life. It was through them that we learned the sacred ways of wearing comfortable,
if unfashionable,
sportswear and making coffee with easy to use,
if rather detestable,
coffee bags.
I don't think someone of this height should be allowed to operate a kettle.
They ruled over the geography faction. However, they weren't the only ones to share the school facilities.
That's right. The pillars of the establishment. The English department, the maths department, and the cooking department.
They were not favoured by the other members of the faculty.
For a while, all seemed well, and peace resided within the SMCC ecosystem. But then, chaos fell.
And by that, we mean the asbestos levels skyrocketed.
No, that's not how never mind. Forced to migrate from their homeland, the once stable hierarchy was thrown into chaos.
There was only one thing for it.
In order to settle the natural order once more, there was clearly only one thing to be done. A necessary combination of sporting events, mental exercises, and...
gladiatorial combat! Commence the reenactments! In order to dictate the superior house, athletic feats seem to be the obvious go-to. Here we see the houses running, chased by rabid dogs.
Also known as Grenville. Next, for some reason, they decided singing was clearly the most sensible option.
It received mixed reviews.
When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Boy, you've got a friend in me.
Last and probably least were the mental competitions, the graceful battle of wits colloquially known as chess.
Unfortunately, none of us are very good at it. Soon it became apparent that these trivial games were not going to cut it. Clearly this called for something more drastic, more daring, more extreme, something by the name of gladiatorial combat!
Days of suspense led up to this fateful day. Whole hours of training had gone into honing the students' respective athleticisms, and tension was rising. Who would take the crown and who would lose, and face everlasting torment?
Grenville very much lost.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
However, one thing was not anticipated.
The sheer heat. The flame gods took no mercy, striking down the unsuspecting victims of the field, and thus the fire games began.
As expected by all, Rally had an incredible showing, with the Green Army tearing through the competition.
Yeah! Go Green Army! Get 'em!
And as our unbiased narrator was saying, the Green Army may not have won in the eyes of the score, but they won the hearts of the people, and that's what should really matter. As Mr. Roberts liked to say on occasion.
Easy, that one. A fella could do that. Simple.
With the pressure mounting and exams on the horizon, many struggled to cope under the extreme stress.
Of course, some coped better than others. Many suffered through, pretty much side effect free.
Meanwhile, some began to panic, and there was one who attempted to
Breach containment.
For legal reasons, it must be stated that we cannot name the failed escapee in question.
However, I could tell you that his name rhymes with Charrick.
One thing I will give to them, they did give us some fairly solid options in Activity Week. I mean, there was one thing to take the stress off, it was a bit of fishing with the boys. Just does it, you know?
You know, we could have gone to Alton Towers, right? Or paintball, cliff diving, surfing with Mr. Potter.
Yeah, but I mean, counterpoint. That's an 100-pointer.
True. Still, doesn't beat Mr. Finney Seabass though. I mean, we were lake fishing. Okay, speaking of good ways to relax, I think I've found that the best way for me to relax has always been watching the videos posted by the Mr. Goblin fan page.
Look man, I'm all for plugging the channel as much as the next man, but I mean, we're already in a meta bit. We're playing ourselves. Don't you think it comes out as a bit much?
Yeah, you might be right. More importantly, isn't this whole fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break a little bit too far? I mean, I'm beginning to think this is far past the realms of funny and now has entered the area of just being plain confusing.
Right, so, here's the question. How do we dig ourselves out of this weird hole?
Well, as Mr. Roberts would pretty much always say,
Mr. Tumble, kill him!
Oh, okay, I remember a bit now. But still, how did we get here?
Oh, yeah, I've no clue. Just thought I'd take the opportunity to work on my narrative duologues.
Happens to everyone, man. Don't spoil it. Any theories?
Oh,
Oh look, they're about to kill each other.
oh yeah, so they are.
yeah, that makes sense.
He was just pleased to see you. It does!
Very cool, by the way.
Ah!